Hi guys, what's up? It is Brianna Muller Green, co-owner of designfordollars.com. I am live on Sunday night from Miss, you can see right there, Luna's room. Been there, rock that. we have been spending some time over the vacation break transforming her room from a baby room into a little girl room. So she chose Harry Potter stuff. I don't know if you guys can see. And she's actually getting an entirely new room. We have a third bedroom. We have an older home that we've renovated like almost every single room in, and we have one upstairs bedroom left. And we're almost done with it, and it's huge. It's a really big room with a big closet, and so our big girl gets that. All right, cool. Let's talk about a few things. I can see several people starting to join. Let's see here. Okay, so what I want to talk about first of all, and is, well, okay, let me back it up. How about happy New Year's Eve to New Year's Eve, right? So 2019 is right around the corner. Like, I don't even know. It's unreal. I feel like it should be like 2003 still. But so like happy New Year's to everyone. Is everyone getting their 2019 resolution list or goal list written down and plans set for what they're hoping to accomplish? It's interesting each year when I set my goals. I don't really think they're resolutions, but you know, every year when I set my goals, it's just so different. To think back to, like, sometimes I've set financial goals, like I want to make, you know, X amount of dollars per month. Sometimes it's been like a business goal, like I want to build a brand, right? And so I don't know, it's an exciting time of the year where we all can feel like, you know, we're really getting a fresh start. I know for me, 2018 has been a year of very high highs and very low lows in several different areas. So it's been a crazy whirlwind of a year. But I'm stoked for 2019. And so that's the impetus behind, first of all, talking to you guys. I know everyone probably has plans, whether it's to lay low tomorrow or whether it's to go out and have fun. But I wanted to talk to you guys about brand building, and in particular about brandability that we are offering through Design for Dollars. It's exciting. This program is like no other. We call it a beta program because it's the first time we're offering it in this format. But as you know, if you caught any of my lives previously, this is something that we have been doing one-on-one with clients. And in particular, it's something that we typically charge $5,000 to do because you are building an entire brand, like a business, like a functioning entity that you're able to sell. And so what we're doing though in Brandability is we're offering that same sort of thing, but in a group atmosphere for only $500 for the beta users, the action takers, the people that are all over it, building brands now or wanting to build brands in 2019 that want like a team atmosphere where we're going to work together and where we can help hold you guys accountable. And of course, I'm just going to be honest, $500 is ridiculously low for what value you guys are going to be able to get from this 12-week program. So what I did was I went right down through my lesson plan and syllabus, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you are going to achieve when you're in the Brandability program with us. And the link is below, and I think I edited, excuse me, the broadcast for you guys, excuse me, to include the link. So I will drop that in there, you know, a little bit later for those of you viewers that are hopping on a little bit late. And we are going to keep the early bird rate open until launch, which is January 7th. So you have time. However, once we launch this thing, it will never be $500 again. First of all, because it shouldn't even be $500 right now. It should be a lot more than that. And second of all, because we're going to constantly add to this program. And so as an early action taker, if you're in this first, what I call a cohort or group or squad of people, you're going to get the most value, because as we keep adding elements into this thing to take it from a $5,000 package to a $6,000 package to a $10,000 package, you're going to reap the benefits of that. And so let me walk you through exactly what you're going to do and why this is unique and why it's different from anything else that is currently out there right now. So right off the bat, the first thing you get is access to 4 very successful people, plus several team members that are very successful that have been there, done that, and are doing this. So that's one of the most unique factors about Brandability is normally you have one leader, one experienced instructor to walk you through the motions. You guys have a whole team of them. And so you have the benefits of me and Duncan and Aaron and Christina and Ryan and Helen from Merch Money. We are all going to be in there. And so in addition to all of our collective experience, which has some overlap, but we also have our strengths in very different areas. Not only are you going to get our collective experience, but you're going to get connections to our connections. So that will make more sense when I talk about brand building and what you actually can achieve when you're building a brand, and what building a brand really entails, because it can look so many different ways. And what we're going to do is we're going to have live webinars every week, so you'll be able to ask any questions that you have. Of course, we will have videos and tutorials, and this is another benefit that I like to explain is my background, which I have to apologize. I'm sick and I'm just getting over whatever, this cold and cough and stuff, so it's annoying, but excuse me. You also get the benefit of the fact that I spent 8 years in the public school system as a middle school science teacher. So I have a master's in biology, and then I have an advanced certificate, which is a second master's in school building leadership. And I spent time not only as one of the middle school science teachers, but also as a building administrator, as the assistant principal. And then also, I designed some of the very, very early first online learning communities, and some of the very first websites that were geared towards education. And even in my early 20s, which is when I had my teaching career, I did a lot of professional development. And so I worked with other teachers and other staff members in the school, providing online coursework. And in fact, the online coursework was to teach them how to use technology and computers in their jobs and in what they were doing in their classrooms, how to teach with it. So anyway, it's kind of cool that all of that kind of comes full circle now with my e-com experience, and it makes sense. So my love for teaching is at the forefront of everything that I'm doing right now. It's exciting. It's really fun. So one other thing I want to talk about that makes this a real standout program and a real big opportunity is that this isn't a piece. This isn't an isolated, how do you say it? A lot of the programs that I have seen will help you to build a website, build a Shopify store, do Facebook ads. There's a lot of like standalone pieces. And so it's up to you to figure out how to take all of those pieces and get them to work. As I've said before in other lives, I've had clients that have had Shopify stores before and have not been successful with that because they either put it together on their own or someone showed them how to put it, how to build it, but then they didn't know what to do with it from there. They didn't know how to actually build the brand. And so I kind of like, let's equate it to a jigsaw puzzle, right? So you get pieces here and there from all of the different courses and things that you take, and then it's up to you to like maybe fit them together, and then there's like little gaps and you just got to kind of fill in, right? Well, with our Brandability program, we are taking you through every single step that you need to go through mentally, fit, and physically to get this thing researched, built, functioning, and then how to leave us, which you're not going to physically leave, by the way, which I'll explain that one. But how to then go out on your own and make this thing work, scale it, and build another one. That's our goal. And so there are a lot of just really unique things that I think that I haven't slowed down enough to explain to you guys. I know I'm a gabber, like I talk a lot and I talk really fast. It's hard to keep up with me. So for those of you that are joining us a little bit later, or that are popping on here right now, so the program in its entirety is 12 weeks. Okay, there are going to be live pieces. Of course, we're going to record it so that you guys can get the replays. There will be some hand-holding pieces where we can help you guys make some decisions. And see, that's the other thing that you're going to get that we might not be able to offer in the future, and that's going to be you guys get us right now, and you get the ability to ask us questions. It's a small group, and you get the ability to pick our brains. And sometimes that's the piece that's missing from a program. You get a canned, like, here you go, do it, but you don't get anyone to bounce ideas off of, or to say, hey, do you think my idea sucks, or do you think this is good? And then get an honest answer. And that's something else that we're going to be able to provide with you guys, for you guys. We're literally holding your hand through this. We will help you. If you're like, yo, technology, like computer stuff, not my jam, not my thing. It's okay. That's the beauty of e-commerce right now. You know, thinking back to graduating high school in the late 90s versus now, things have come along so far that there are people that can hardly open a computer and just barely log on that are able to actually learn enough to maneuver and build a brand despite the fact that they have very little experience in computers or no experience in business or branding whatsoever. And that's okay, because that's what we take you through, right? One thing that I've also been very clear about, I think, since the beginning, is that there is a bit of a recipe to this. And I'm going to go through it with you guys. And if it was that simple, everyone would just do it, right? There are a lot of things that we're going to be able to support you through that are kind of like difficult to achieve on your own. If you don't have connections to people that know how to get resources or know how to talk to certain individuals that can make things happen for your brand. That was very vague. But all I'm saying is this is like a customized thing. Like there is a recipe, it is replicable, but the way that we all get through each of those steps is super different. Some of you guys, it's going to resonate with you to do, you know, Pinterest. And for some of you, it might resonate with you to do YouTube. And so we're not expecting to put you guys into Brandability like these little cookie cutters and move you on through. Every experience is going to be different. And that is the excitement of doing this as a group too. We've already got several people in the group early that we're excited to join. And it's super fun for me to see not only some really amazing business people, but also stay-at-home parents like myself. You can do this. Absolutely, you can do this. And some people are going into this experience, and you know I'm one of them, where my exit strategy, my actual intent with all of the brands that I've built and those that I'm building now are to sell them. Maybe not all of them, but to sell them, to flip them. That's a very real thing. When you own a domain, when you own a brand, when you own a Shopify store on a website, it's a sellable asset. And so the second you buy that domain name and you put your Shopify store up, it's sellable. And there are websites like Empire Flippers and all sorts of other marketplaces. Empire Flippers is the one I refer to because they've actually been in my accounts, and I've learned a bit about what they're looking for when you're selling digital assets like accounts and websites and things of that nature. But with my insight into that, you can fully enter this program and say, look, like, I want to take this. I want to scale this thing over like 12 to 18 months, see where I'm at, sell it, rinse and repeat. And the cool thing is the group that we're forming of Brandability, all of us that are in there together at the beginning, we're like the OGs of it, right? We're not going to remove you from that group. We're just going to keep adding in more content and more value besides what I'm already going to show you here as we encounter it, because that's yet another thing. E-com changes like every 2 seconds, and I pride myself on being in the trenches and doing this stuff so that I know what the hot products are, and so I know what works and what doesn't. It's very, very hard to teach and instruct e-commerce when I'm not in some way directly involved in doing what you guys have to do. So I'm doing the same exact thing. Let me see here. What else? Oh, accountability. Let's talk about that. I'm just fired up here. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Are we all good? I think we're all good with questions so far. Okay. We good? Yeah. Okay. Let me oh, accountability. That's what I want to talk about. Accountability is so important. You know, when you buy a course and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get to this during my next winter break. Psych, winter break goes by and you don't get to it, right? I love to learn. And so I'm one of those people. I eventually take all of the courses. I go on like a bender where I'm like, all right, listen, I'm gonna like sit down this weekend and immerse, and I'm gonna do it all. But it takes a lot of discipline. And so if you're one of those people that's like, look, I work a lot better anyway. When somebody holds me accountable, we all do, then that's another benefit to Brandability. It reminds me of when I was teaching, we always did, after Christmas break, we would do like a battle of the bulge, right? And so, because everyone like was totally gorging on Christmas cookies and holiday stuff. And so then we had teams. And so by having teams, it held us more accountable, because I was feeling really bad during weigh-in, and like we did everything from like exercise points, like did you walk, did you drink water, like it was everything, right? So you were feeling really, really bad if you didn't do your part, because it was like accountability was involved, right? And so what we want to do is hold you guys accountable. So there will be assignments. We'll give you homework, all things to enhance your business. Like, you know, a lot of you guys have full-time jobs, and so you're going to pop in when you can, but we want to have homework for you guys. So during the week, when you're doing whatever you're doing, your daily stuff, you have it going in your head. So you're constantly subconsciously thinking about your brand and the next movements that you have to make. let's see. As far as the, and I'll get to that in just one second here, the actual content. The form of this will be a medley of things. That's exactly how I taught. Some will be video, some will be live webinar, some will be like a PDF file. Sometimes it might be slides. It might be an audio clip. It might be a series of images and a blog post. You will just get whatever medium complements the content well. That's what you'll end up with. And I'm really how do you say this? I love when I'm teaching to provide things in a variety of ways, because we don't all learn the same way. I'll put it that way. You know, not everybody works well reading and then having to replicate that. Some people prefer video. Some people like are impatient with video and just want to read it. So that's our point. You'll get all sorts of different formats of content so that you will get everything you need to get from this program. All right, so lifetime access to everything. Like I said before, like as if you're not already getting an insane value, which I haven't even gotten to the content yet of all of the stuff that we're going to cover. But you will be in the Brandability secret group for life, and you'll keep getting the subsequent material and content that we keep adding into it as the e-commerce space changes and as we update things. Okay, let's get to the goodies. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing in this thing? We know how we're going to receive the information. We know we're building a brand. Now what? Okay. So the content is spread over 12 weeks so that you can manage it. It's not overwhelming. It's not a daily check-in thing. Like, you know, listen, I understand. I was a teacher and I commuted almost 2 hours a day driving, an hour one way and an hour back. And so this is still doable for you guys. You'll have to probably crunch on the weekends a little bit and late night, but that's what I did until my my monetization, my profit on all of my e-com endeavors was enough for me to leave teaching. You just hustle really hard. You just work really, really hard, insane hours until it financially makes sense. And if it doesn't financially make sense, then you don't leave your job, right? You wait. Excuse me. Okay. So here's what we're going to take you through in Brandability. Number one, if you come in, like I have a poll up right now asking everybody in the group, you know, what do you have a niche yet? What do you have one in mind, or are you like totally clueless? That's fine. Like if you know, like you're all about building a brand, but you just don't even know where to start. Like, Bree, just tell me what to build it around. Like, tell me something that's hot that I'm gonna like make money from. Obviously, I can't 100% with accuracy do that, but we can help you make those decisions. So step one, getting in there and choosing a niche, and not just choosing one, vetting it. I won't be able to sleep at night if you choose a niche that we don't vet together, meaning you guys got to research it. I don't want you to pick it out of the wind and because you think it's a good niche. We need to validate it. And so we're going to do a lot of research for that. Obviously with keywords and learning a lot about where your target audience hangs out. We need to figure that kind of stuff out, and we're going to walk you through that. Then we're going to talk about and help you choose products. Now, for some of you, you're like, yeah, I get it. I already know what I want. I want all mugs, or I want all t-shirts, or I want t-shirts, hoodies, and all pod. But what many of you might not know is that there are other types of products you can sell to complement them. You can get crazy like me and be like, oh, there's 10 different types of things I can offer. Let me throw them all on one website and see what happens. Or you can go with one, or you could go with two. That makes sense. But what I have is experience in all of those other products that maybe aren't second nature to you because we're heavily in the print on demand community. And so I want to introduce you to the other types of products. So affiliate products, how to add affiliate like items that aren't yours that you get a cut from to your branded website. You can even build a whole brand of affiliate products and not actually have anything print on demand on there. Obviously, we can help you choose production partners. You can use multiple. You don't have to use just one. Physical products. So everything from drop shipping to shipping it yourself to using a fulfillment center like Printech, who has a warehouse on the back end for shipping, or even using Amazon, the Amazon warehouse to ship to your customers, even though it's being sold through Shopify. I can show you guys how to do that. Oh, what else? Digital downloads. You could sell digital stuff. You could sell memberships. You could sell courses. You could sell journals. You could sell a combination of all of those things. It's really endless. And so I will take you through that process of selecting things that make sense. The other thing that we go through is I feel like not enough attention is spent on the actual look and feel of the brand. It's important when you're going to build a business, when you're going to build a brand, that it has a very clear look to it and that it's cohesive. And so we will go through all of that stuff with you, from the mission of the brand to the avatar for your brand. What an avatar is like your ideal customer. If you had to like create this avatar with all of these demographics of what you think makes your ideal customer, what would they look like, feel like, act like? And so we go through that process. Obviously, we're going to get into setting up Shopify, choosing your production partner, adding any complementary products that you want, all the ins and outs of Shopify, the apps that you can use. There are free apps. There are paid apps. We'll show you which ones suck, which ones are great, which ones are meh in certain situations. We will go through, I already said the production partners. Okay. Social media, we're going to go through that. Now, we're not going to get real detailed. Obviously, we only got 12 weeks here, not like a year. But we are going to hit Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. Even though Pinterest isn't necessarily social media, it's a search engine, but it's kind of walks that line and is obviously very beneficial for business. And in particular, is visual, right? And so we're going to go through that. Not only like helping you set it up, helping you learn why you should be using each one of those, but also strategies. Because that's the other thing. When I was learning this, Bree, you got to set up a Facebook, page. You got to set up an Instagram page. Okay, and do what with it? I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it, and I didn't even know what I was supposed to put on the page. And so we're going to walk you through that. What's the best way to fill this thing out? What are like the top, I hate to use the word hack, like it's got a negative connotation, but those shortcuts for what is the most pertinent way to set up these social media accounts and get business and form a community, build a community, and drive traffic. Emails, we're going to talk about the power of and show you guys some beginner stuff with email lists. That's powerful. And one of the benefits of having a Shopify store, right? You own your traffic. Those customers are yours. And those email addresses, those are people that bought from you because they love your brand. They love your niche. They're passionate. And so you should be gathering those email addresses and learning what to do with them. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some beginner stuff with ads so that when you leave us, you're not really leaving, but when the program ends, you're going to be able to go into Facebook and Instagram and with some confidence, run some ads and know what you're doing. You're not going to be a guru or a professional at it by any means, but you're going to get enough information to get by and do well with it. And of course, as we update and as we add more pieces after these 12 weeks, all of you guys that are in there right now with us will get all the benefit of that, of those updates. One thing I want to reiterate is the thing that often is lacking, I believe, in brand building programs that I've seen or website building programs where it's like you're supposed to just build it and people are just supposed to show up. Like, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, it could. They could search for you on Google and land, but there are a lot of ways to increase the likelihood that someone's going to land on your website. And there are lots and lots of free strategies that you can apply and be consistent with. And over weeks and months and a period of time of doing these, they start to just gather momentum like a snowball, right? And they start to like bring in a community of people as you rinse and repeat this consistency. Which we're going to show you how to do. Google Ads, Google Search, we'll get you guys started on that. If you want to go a little crazy, like this lady here, and you want to add a little like side channel or two, like maybe you're like, let me do like Etsy too. Let me get my brand, like, I've got all my Shopify stuff. I might as well be up on Etsy too. Like, let's do it. So we can do that, add in any additional income channels, latest apps. I kind of touched on that already, but we'll let you guys know which ones we're using, which ones have been good. Let's see. Conversion strategies. I think this is important too. Like, how do you build a community and get people to keep buying and get people to love your brand and the mission and the feeling that they get when they buy that product? And so we're going to talk about those things because they're overlooked. Sometimes we get into the mechanics of things, and I'm guilty of it. I'm like a numbers girl, but there's a lot of like psychological stuff that goes into brand building, why we build it a certain way, and how to get people to buy from you. And so we're going to teach you guys that stuff. Also, so you get your Instagram account set up, right? You get your Facebook account set up, things are popping. Great. Like, now what do you post, right? We're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about, and in particular, the workflows that I use to recycle content, to create an amazing visual post with relevant keywords, let's say on Instagram, but then be able to use that content and image and recycle it to use in let's say a blog or something. And so we'll talk about and figure out which of those combinations are going to be best for you and your brand. You don't have to do all of them just because some people do every single one. Sometimes there are certain audiences that it doesn't make sense to go to Facebook for whatever reason. And so we figure that out. We'll take a look at that. We can help you guys set up your workflow. So, I'm obsessed with the fact that this is your journey. You do it how you want to do it. We'll tell you how we found success. We'll show you how to be more efficient and then take pieces that make sense to you. And so when we get to a piece, like this is something that I've been doing with clients where we're wrapping up right now. And so when we meet, sometimes we just talk about a workflow. Like, listen, how do I like get this thing operating and managed? Like, what is the workflow of operating the Shopify store? Or what is the workflow for getting my designs done to even get into my Shopify store? So those are things that I can help you build out if those are struggles or obstacles that you need to circumvent. Oh, how to scale. We're going to talk about that, like essentially how to add a zero, right? So maybe after a few months, you're up to $1,000 a month, and then, you know, how do you end up at $10,000 a month? How do you end up at $100,000 a month? Well, there are some scaling techniques and some things that you'll want to do over time as your advertising budget increases and as you can invest more. And so we talk about those long-term strategies for scaling, and you guys have a plan moving forward. Lifetime support, I talked to you guys about that. And basically, you know, showing you what Duncan, Aaron, Christina, and I have learned about building brands, what we've been successful at, what we haven't been successful at. And you guys, like, the coolest part is you get to see while we've opened brands to you guys, so you can see what we're doing and essentially emulate some of the pieces. And so I've already opened one of my personal brands to you. And some of you, you know, haven't come right out and told everybody about it, but a lot of you that follow me and catch me on lives have seen it. Christina is going to be building a brand that's visible for you guys. Helen is building a brand, Merch Money. She's going to be helping to lead the Brandability crew. And you know, you don't have to share that with anyone, by the way. Like, that's only your business. But, you know, this is a group environment that we're all a bunch of professionals. And this is your opportunity to get as much as you can out of it. And whether you feel comfortable with sharing your brand ideas or not is totally up to you. You don't have to share with anyone. You could just share privately with instructors. You can not share it all. It's up to you. But you will get the most benefit, obviously, from at least sharing it with the team and I, so that we can help you make better decisions and point you in the right direction. So with that being said, I think I've gabbed long enough. I'm exhausted and I'm starting to lose my voice. Let's see who's here. Lance, how you doing? Michael, what's up? Cool. All right. Christopher, hi. Joe, how's it going? So thanks for joining, guys. Let me just summarize, like 2019, what are we? Tomorrow's New Year's Eve, right? We're a day away, day and a half away from 2019. Like, insane. And like, if you're thinking about building a brand, there's no better time to pull the trigger and do it. This is a crazy time where e-commerce is accessible to everyone. So whether you have computer experience, technology experience, whether you have business experience or not, doesn't matter. All of these things are teachable. And in fact, you'll pick that stuff up in Brandability. We'll show you guys how to do this. And you know, on that journey, every little piece of it is outsourceable. So when you do get through the program and you're like, I never want to build a Shopify store again. Well, you can hire out. You can have those built, a couple $100, and products added to it. You can hire someone to do it. So when you get through this, be thinking about that. Be thinking about those pieces that you're enjoying, that you want to always play a part in, and be thinking about those pieces where you're like, okay, goal number one, when I make a certain amount per month, I am outsourcing this piece. You know, that's what you got to do to scale. You gotta outsource. You gotta get help. So, and Meggings, Mr. Meggings here, which I'll show you. Well, they're not Meggings, but they're leggings. I got these cool ones. Some cool wild Nike leggings. with my all black ensemble, and then boom, crazy Nike leggings. I really think leggings are on the rise. I think that if you don't know what leggings are, like leggings for guys, and in particular because like there's such a movement for athleticism and fitness, and so nobody says you have to rock like a red, white, and blue flag pair of leggings, but if you're into fitness and like weightlifting, you know, there might be some cool, like, I don't know, quick dry sweat wicking leggings for weightlifters that are really manly. You can build a whole brand around it, and they could be print on demand. So anyway, I am losing my voice. I'm gonna get off here and spend some time with Miss Lunabug, who was with her grandparents over the weekend and got to visit Niagara Falls. We're just 45 minutes from the falls, so we don't often get there because we live so close. We forget about it. So she's exhausted. I'm gonna spend some mommy and Luna time, and then you know, let me know if you guys have any questions at all about Brandability. The official launch is January 7th, and on that official launch day, price is going up, way up, to the actual value that this thing is going to be priced at. This is way below value right now at $497, 12 weeks. It's not a super big commitment as far as time. 12 weeks is what we do privately with clients for $5,000 one-on-one. And this is with people who have full-time jobs. And so you will work your butt off, but you will have time to do it even if you do have a busy schedule. The way in which we present the stuff is flexible, it's recorded. There's always going to be action in the group. You can hop in and hop out at will when you get the time, you know, around your life. And so hopefully my goal with this is that I see some of you guys build brands where you could eventually reach whatever that goal is, whether that's to have a hobby of a brand, like because it's just fun for you, or whether that helps to maybe pay some bills every month, or whether you're straight up looking to leave your job and make this thing amazing and scale it out. Like, let's do it. I'm super, super excited. I can't wait to hear all of your ideas. You know, my brain is going crazy already with all sorts of brand ideas. So even if you are like, $3 club, like I have no ideas, I got some for you, don't worry. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday night. Have an awesome New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'll probably check in on you tomorrow at some point. But if you guys do have any questions, you can send us an email at our at designfordollars.com's customer service email is d4demail@gmail.com. The link for Brandability is here, and probably, let me see here. Let me see if I can put it up on the screen for you guys. There we go. That's the link. Obviously, just go down beneath this where it's described, and you can just click on it. But otherwise, just go to the designfordollars.com website, and it is on there under training. All right, cool. If you are catching this on Facebook, please like, share, comment. If you're catching this as a replay on YouTube, please subscribe. Share this with anyone who is looking to build a personal brand, because this is just a huge opportunity at like a killer price right now. The action takers, you guys that are in this beta group right now, you're gonna kill it. It's gonna be amazing. So I'm excited. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty of news updates from me, and I hope you guys have an amazing new year. All right, take care. Have a good night.